Well, when you're playing only your part, you're interpreting your part, right, for the benefit of the conductor. But if you're the conductor, then you actually have to fit together all the parts. It's you're thinking which bits need to be heard how, like that all the time. So you're constantly thinking how to phrase things for the violins or for the cellos, and if you're going to phrase it this way for the violins, then when the flute has the tune later on, what are you going to do with him? And so there's all these little interpretive decisions to make, throughout the orchestra, and it's a little bit of, you need to have a little background in mob psychology to keep an orchestra, together. So there's a challenge there too. Keeping all those musicians.
A mob of prima donnas.
Exactly. Yeah. Prima donnas and segunda donnas too. But yeah, that's right. So it's the idea. You're getting really more into the composer's head, I think, as the conductor. You're trying to get into his head, figure out why he put it together the way he did, and what you want to bring out so that you can show people. Show the audience what it is that you think the composer is really getting at. What's really the genius of the work you're doing. And I mean, all good musicians do that. A good pianist does the same thing with his solo recital, but the conductor gets to do it with a whole lot of different instruments, with a lot of different colors, and so it's a broad palette to play with.
Yeah. So do you have the sense when you're conducting that you are playing the instrument of the orchestra?
That's it.
Is that an accurate way to describe it?
That's exactly it. In fact, people say, well, what do you play? Well, I tell them I used to play trumpet. I don't do much trumpet playing anymore. But I tell them I play the orchestra because it is an instrument. It's like a big organ, big pipe organ with lots of different colors.
Yeah. I don't know, this is very much an aside, but Victor Austin, I don't know if you know, he's a scholar in residence at Trinity Episcopal Church in New York City, and he wrote a book recently called Up with Authority, and he uses conducting as his main example of how authority should operate as a way of not to suppress individual expression, but actually to enable
just the opposite.
Yeah, enable expressions that they couldn't get to without somebody coordinating them.
Exactly. Every musician in the orchestra, if he's the least bit experienced, knows that you've got to have one person making the decisions about the interpretations. But then there's that wonderful give and take that you're always doing with the players. There are times when I have to dictate, you have to put this right here, and they're following me. And there are times when you have to know to let go of them and let them do, and you bring everybody else along with that, the solo instrument or whatever. So it's a very interesting give and take that you have with the artists in the orchestra. Yeah, you want to see what they can do well, and then you want them to blossom, really flourish.